You're not lazy, you're just burnt out. Hey my loves, welcome back to Sensational Sense, where I help you glow up from the inside out. If you're new here and you haven't yet subscribed, fix that now by hitting the bell and join the growing community of sensational ladies all over the world. Okay, I'm back, my darlings. It has been a while, and to say I've missed you would be an understatement. Life has been lifing, and quite frankly, I experienced a period of burnout, feeling really uninspired. So, in the name of self-care, I needed to recharge, replenish, refocus, and that looked like pensiveness, indecision, stillness, but it also looked a little bit like this.
Happy birthday to you.
Anyway, I'm back now, and boy, do I have some tips on how you can pull yourself out of your lazy girl era just like I did. Before I share them though, I think it's only right to start with the elephant in the room. There's a reason why all these videos about lazy girl era are popping up on YouTube. And so I'm going to start with the promise of this video, the truth that no one tells you. The T is, you're not lazy, you're just burnt out. You're perfectly capable. You've proved it to yourself in the past. You're just trying to do too much at one time, setting unrealistic targets and watching people online live unrealistic lives and measuring yourself up against that. And guess what? The result is you get overwhelmed, you fall off the wagon, then you feel bad about yourself, then you become paralyzed and do nothing, and then that starts the cycle of feeling bad about doing nothing, counting how long you've done nothing for, and continuing to do nothing. But I'm here to tell you, my loves, it can change in an instant. And some of the tips in my How to Reinvent Yourself video will really help you pull yourself out of your lazy girl era. So make sure you watch that one, linked in the description below, after you finish with this. Okay, my loves. So the first thing I would recommend is sorting your priorities out. I am a firm believer that people, and specifically for this channel, women can have it all, but I do not believe we can have it all at the same time. Trying to upgrade your health, fashion, finances, dating life, professional life, all in one go is likely to lead to burnout and the cycle that I just mentioned. So, get your pen and paper and decide which elements of your life are currently priorities for you. Once you've made these categories, choose one to focus on over the next few weeks or months. That way, you can give your full attention to the section of your life that you are focusing on, and you can build healthy patterns in that department of your life until they become second nature. Because once they become second nature, guess what? You can add another section of your life. So narrow your focus to exit your lazy girl era and avoid burnout. This links closely to tip number 2, which is start small. Instead of saying, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. every single day, why not start with once a week and then maybe continue for another few weeks? Next up on my list is limiting social media consumption and screen time. Of course, social media can be a source of inspiration, especially channels like this, but it can also be a dream killer because if you're watching someone who's way further ahead of you, or you're seeing all these people with 5 a.m. morning routines and lifting really heavy weights, you can start to compare what you're doing and feel like it's pointless. So, set a timer on your phone for the apps that you tend to doom scroll with and make sure you stick to it. That way, you will free up way more time to do little things that are linked to the area of focus that you are working on. The next thing I would recommend is having at least one bottom line goal for each day. Having one thing that you will not stop until you've done for that day. It's up to you what that bottom line goal is, But that way, if you make sure that there's at least one thing on your to-do list that's in bold and you do that one thing, you can build momentum and feel better about yourself for meeting that bottom line goal each day. Closely linked to this is setting realistic expectations. Do you have netball on a Wednesday? Do you like to go out with your family or friends on Saturdays? If so, do not set yourself a goal that clashes with other life commitments that you know you have. Adjust your expectations according to what's going on in your life. Another tip, my darlings, is to incorporate small pleasures. Sometimes we burn out and become really lazy because we go through a period of depriving ourselves of any fun whilst we're pursuing a goal. So instead of saying to yourself, whilst I'm focusing on this, I can't do anything fun, instead incorporate at least one fun thing into every single day. Whether that's doing a foot spa at home, whether that's painting your nails, whether that's reading a chapter of your favorite book, whether that's watching one episode of your favorite Netflix series. Whatever it is, make sure that you are not putting off pleasure, because rest is not a reward and rest is not something that needs to be earned. So make sure you are being kind to your body, mind, and spirit whilst you are pursuing your goals. This links really closely to a really underrated self-care tip that is crucial for exiting your lazy girl era. Poor sleep hygiene is going to keep you locked into your lazy girl era longer than you could ever imagine. So I am advising you to get a good night's sleep to ensure that you have the energy to do the things that you want to do. Remember, when you sleep, that is when your body is recharging. So make sure you're giving yourself the charge time you need to execute your goals effectively. And now for some honorable mentions. One thing that's really going to help you exit your lazy girl era is having a routine. Repetition helps embed new habits. So having a good morning routine, a good night routine, and doing the same thing over and over again, especially in the initial stages, is really going to help the new habits stick. I would also say having a clean environment helps you have a clean mind. And a clean mind allows you to be inspired. So make sure at least once a week you are clearing up your living space so that you wake up in an environment that is nice and clean and tidy and you feel ready to start the day. Making use of notes in your phone, or if you want to be old school, having a book where you write down all the things you're going to do for each day is also a really good shout and will help you set that bottom line goal that I mentioned earlier. It's really important to look back at how far you've come as you try to exit your lazy girl era. So make sure you're celebrating yourself and celebrating small wins. And finally, my darlings, you know I'm a fan of these. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. I've made an entire video about how to say no like a pro to become a boundaried babe. So if you want some more info on that, make sure you watch that video, also linked in the description. But essentially, you need to be boundaried with others, but also with yourself if you are going to exit your lazy girl era. What does that look like? It looks like saying no to things that are not in alignment with what you're trying to achieve, and being able to say no to yourself as well when you want to slip back into your old habits. And the best way to do that is to focus on what you will gain by following through with your exiting lazy girl era plan. I hope you found this video helpful, my darlings. And again, I'm sorry for leaving you so long without warning. I don't intend to do that without warning ever again. So I will be adjusting how frequently I post just to make sure that I am sticking to my word and being boundaried with myself and others. If you're new, welcome, welcome. And for my serious sensationals who held on and waited, I see you and I adore you. Keep shining, sensationals. Until the next one, mwah.